it's me again. As part of my commute, I cycle to the train station every morning. The flat where I live is at the top of a small hill, although it does not feel particularly small when you have to cycle back up it at the end of a day. Anyway, at the bottom of the hill there is a four-way junction with traffic lights. And about halfway up the hill is a smaller road that joins onto the road that I cycle down. So, hill, traffic lights, and there's a smaller road coming off here. Yesterday as I'm cycling down the hill, and I get just to the point where the small road joins the road that I'm on, I notice that another cyclist has fallen off their bike. They're on the smaller road, just before it joins mine, like literally on the road. People fall off their bikes a fair amount around here. I've done it myself when I was too impatient to wait for the bin lorry to move and thought that I should just overtake it, and then completely misjudged where the pavement was. I didn't hurt myself, it was just thoroughly embarrassing. So because I didn't see how this other cyclist fell off, just the fact that they had fallen off, I didn't immediately stop, which sounds horrible, but what I mean is if they'd just arrived at the junction and had somehow toppled over, I didn't want to immediately jump on them and make the situation even more embarrassing for them. So I keep going, but I realise pretty quickly that they're not getting back up again, and I think, oh crap, this person may have actually really hurt themselves. I need to go and check that they're okay. I stop my bike, I get off across the road, and I go back up the hill to where the person is still lying on the ground. They're conscious, they haven't passed out or anything. They're just kind of chilling in the middle of the road under a bike. And as I get closer, I ask if they're okay a couple of times, which doesn't get a response as much as a what the hell just happened kind of confused noise. And then I get to her, because I've now established it is a her and not a drunk he as I thought that it might be for a second. It's dark, remember it's dark outside. And I can't remember what she said. I can't even remember if she was sitting up at that point or then how she got to her feet. I think she got up by herself. But at some point she's standing up making even more weird, I'm confused about what's just happened noises. Again, I don't remember exactly what she told me. I think she may have said how she fell, but I noticed that she's American and that she's probably bitten her lip because it's all bloody and swollen, and she has no helmet or high-vis jacket or lights. She may have had lights on her bike actually, I can't remember. This adrenaline stuff does weird things to your memory. Anyway, she's standing up and she's quite clearly shaken up by the whole thing. And she keeps worrying about her face. She says that she thinks she hit it, but I can't see anything on it apart from her lips bleeding. So I tell her that she probably just bit her lip as she fell, and then suddenly she's freaking out and looks like she's going to faint. And then she does faint. At this point I should remind the viewer that A, I'm not a tall person, and B, there are currently two bikes in between us. So she kind of falls towards me, I do my best not to fall backwards, so she falls down, and I think this would be a whole lot easier if we didn't have so much bike in the way. So while she's otherwise occupied having a quick lie down in the middle of the road, I get my bike and chuck it onto the pavement so at least one thing is out of the way. During which time she's recovered a bit and has decided that the most important thing that she do is to start picking up all the bits and pieces that have fallen out her basket across the road. I tried to persuade her that I can pick up all of the stuff, and why doesn't she go and have a sit down? Look, there's even a nice bench over here, but she's not having any of it. At some point I ask her name, I don't know why, and she didn't tell me. And then she's finished picking up all her bits and pieces, but she can't find her woolly hat, which is distressing, so I show her that I've put it back in her basket. And she's suddenly very eager to get away. I think she's probably just very embarrassed, but I'm thinking, no, you haven't had a sit down. How far are you going? And you don't have a helmet and you just fainted, but maybe you don't realize that you fainted. Because I've never fainted, so I don't know. Maybe if it was just a quick one, you don't remember. You just think that you felt kind of weird for a while. But she reassures me that she's not going far and that she has friends waiting for her. And I say that maybe I could follow her to make sure that she's okay, although I'm not sure I said the bit about making sure that she was okay, so maybe she just thought I was being weird. But before I know it, she's back on her bike and she's cycling off down the hill. So I go and fetch my bike from the pavement and start after her, but she goes a way that I wasn't expecting and zooms off around the corner, so I think she's probably okay, and I carry on my way to the station. Then I can't sleep at all on the train, which is very unusual for me. And it kind of sits on my mind for the whole day, so much so that when I come back at the end of it, I half expect to find her still fallen down in the middle of the road. And suddenly I'm worried that I didn't manage to get her name, because maybe I could have found her on social media and checked that she was okay. Or maybe I should have tried harder to follow her when she went round the corner, because what if she fell off and there was nobody there to help her? And to cut a long story short, after some investigative searching, I typed bike and fell into Twitter. I think I found her and she's fine. She didn't fall into the river after we went our separate ways. So that's all good. Anyway, that's what happened to me this week. Hi again, my name is Rebecca and I post a new video every Wednesday. I know that this one was a little bit different. There wasn't the usual punchline at the end of it. Feels like maybe there should be a moral to the story, but I don't know what that moral would be. Probably something like wear a bike helmet or help your fellow humans. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me in comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back next week. In the meantime, please remember to work hard, laugh harder, always wear a bike helmet, and always accept a hug. Bye!